Hey guys, so I just wanted to thank everybody for all of your support for my last video. It blew the fuck up. I was not expecting that, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a relatively very small channel on this massive fucking site. And I just wanted to thank you guys so much for all your support, your comments, all of that. It, really motivated me to just keep on making videos. And I'm excited to, continue on this little journey of mine. And with that being said, I just want to thank you guys once again for all the support, and let's get into the video.
Oh. Well, I heard we had a meeting.
In my last video, I talked about how I thought The Boys Season 3 finale was good and how it fit thematically. But in this video, we're going to be doing something a little different. Today we'll be talking about where the show can go in Season 4 and how I think it can improve even further. While I am one of the minorities who think Season 3 ended very strongly, I think there's also room for improvement as well. A big one in general being that I feel as if the show can take some more risks right now. One major complaint I have about this show is that we're about 3 seasons in now and no major characters have really died yet. I'm sure you're saying, well, Stormfront and Black Noir died and they were major characters, and while I can understand it as one was a major player for an entire season and the other was a reoccurring character, they aren't mainstay characters like the rest of the 7 and especially the boys. Plus by that point, their arcs were coming to a close and there was nowhere else to take them. There's no reason why a character like Queen Maeve, who was nuked by Soldier Boy and dropped God knows how many feet, should still be alive. That was some bullshit, I'm not even gonna lie. Anyway, writers, if you're listening, probably not. Don't be afraid to show us the dangers and unsafe nature of living in a world with soups. Start killing off your main characters. I'm ready for it. The next thing I want to talk about is where they'll be taking the boys as a group. Last time we saw them, they have no way of accessing superpowers, were almost broken up like a boy band, and have targets on their backs by the now leader of Vought, Homelander, and the soon-to-be Vice President Newman. Any way you look at it, it's only a matter of time until Homelander lasers them or Newman pops their head off. So because of this, I think something that could be very interesting is if the boys start to take a less lethal and ultimatum approach to regulating soup collateral. Hear me out, but as I mentioned in my last video, link is in the description, they have gone to the lowest of lows in order to combat soups, which have only gotten them labeled and blackwalled by pretty much everyone at some point. The karma is real, so perhaps by having a former member of the 7 and Starlight on their side who has abandoned her soup persona and wants nothing to do with Vought anymore, could use her platform and the help of the boys to start rehabilitating and teaching superpowered people to be responsible with their powers. Something like Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters in the X-Men. Many of the problems that soups deal with in the show are real issues of humanity, whether it be abuse, neglect, or abandonment. No one is born all evil or all good, so I think Annie offering these troubled soups a space and way they can train their powers to not hurt others thematically fits for her character and the show as a whole. No shortcuts in this route. It would also offer other characters such as Huey, Kimiko, Mother's Milk, and Frenchie great character development as well. We could get to see Huey really embrace how special his girlfriend is. Kimiko could teach soups not to be afraid of their powers like she once was. Mother's Milk already has experience in working with troubled youth, and Frenchie could fully atone for his violent past. And speaking of atonement, it's about time Butcher either fully starts to make up for his sins or succumb to his hatred. We've seen him dip his toes in both aspects, but I really want to see him commit to either dealing with his problems or not. I feel like the boys opening up a place for soup acceptance could drum lots of conflict for him and really get him pondering about whether a soup can change who and what they are. It could get him thinking about whether or not he should keep or abandon his promise to Becca about Ryan. I also can't wait to see if Ryan will be able to change and leave the influence of his father or succumb to Homelander's evil. Speaking of Homelander, I'm really digging where he's heading in his character arc. In my opinion, he's the best written character of the show, and the level of depth and complexity has turned him into my personal favorite villain of all time. I can't get enough of this guy. One thing I appreciate greatly is how they're approaching his rise to power. In the comics, he just kind of says fuck it and takes over the world, but in the show, he's created a platform for himself where good or bad, they are fully loyal to him and appreciate him for who he is. something even I don't think he fully expected, which I'll talk about in my future Homelander character breakdown. This time, he really can do whatever the fuck he wants. It's scarily realistic, and there's lots they can do with this. So for season 4, I would really like Homelander to show off more and more of himself to the public. This snap has been a long time coming, and I really am intrigued to see the dark depths of his humanity, as well as juggling being a single father. Speaking of fatherhood, the last thing I want to talk about is where Soulja Boy can fit into all of this. With him imprisoned by the government and on the outs with pretty much every side, whether it be Vought or the boys, it seems as if he's a bit stagnant. However, I don't think the writers counted on Soulja Boy being as popular as he is, and because of this, I and many others would love to see him make a return next season. A way I think he could make his return is through our favorite chicken man / CEO, Gustavo Edgar. Stan last made his appearance in the earlier episodes of season 3, and I still feel like there's a lot more they can do with him. With Better Call Saul ending, perhaps the actor can return and his character can strike a deal with Soulja Boy, offering to make him the face of Vought and lead Supes in the military if he can kill Homelander, ridding his control of Vought. Maybe in this hypothetical of mine, we could see Soulja Boy kidnapping the likes of Ryan and the Supes working with the boys in order to create soldiers for Edgar, which would allow him to combat Homelander. Ultimately, I know most of my theories or stuff I said in this video probably won't come to fruition, but it would be pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Either way, I'm very excited to see where this superhero franchise is heading. Unlike some others.
You fucking... Fuck!